Hey, Walt here from StogieReview.com with another short Ashes video cigar review. And this time around I want to smoke almost like a throwback Thursday, if you will. If you're a Twitter or Facebook user, there's this throwback Thursday hashtag going around where people post like old pictures of themselves. You'll see adults posting pictures from high school or middle school or whatever. It's kind of cool to look at the stuff, but I generally don't participate. But I thought, it'd be kind of cool to do a cigar rendition of this Throwback Thursday. So I started digging around in one of my coolers looking for something that was a little bit older that's still available now. And the concern was, what do I have that could stand the test of time? A lot of the cigars that I have that have been around for a while, they've flattened out considerably over the years. So once you get 3, 4 years, 3, 4, 5 years of age on them, they go from being really flavorful to, they nosedive, and they're almost like they fall flat on their face as far as the flavor is concerned. So anyway, I was doing a little digging around, and I came across an unopened box of Nub Connecticut. I think these are 464 Ts, and in this case, I'm kind of like a cigar hoarder. I never wanted to open the box because it was signed by Sam way back when he was managing the Nub line, or he was the front man for the Nub line. And I just thought it would be kind of cool to have a signed box for a long period of time. And I never really touched the box until today. I decided to crack it open and smoke one. So this will actually be my second Nub 464 today. I've never really been a big fan of the torpedo nub sizes. And the reason being, the cigar is really small to begin with. It's 4 inches long overall, 64 ring gauge, and the torpedo shape takes away about 1 inch. So when you cut into the cigar, so that you can smoke it, you wind up losing a big portion of that torpedo shape, and then it gets really hard to hold on to as the cigar gets shorter. So the 464, the torpedoes always seem like you were throwing away an awful lot of cigar that was very short to begin with. So if you break this down percentage-wise, it's incredible what happens when you cut off that torpedo shape, and then you get to the point where you can't hold on to it anymore because it's so short, and you've smoked so little cigar at that point. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to light up the 464 Connecticut, or 464T Nub Connecticut, and we'll see if it has stood the test of time. Well, I've been at my Nub Connecticut 646 or 464T for a little bit over an hour now. Despite these cigars being so small, they do smoke for quite a while, and that's something that I've enjoyed about the Nub ever since its initial release. I remember I was at a Nub event, and several of the guys were saying, "Oh yeah, that'll be a great 15-minute smoke. Great wintertime smoke. You have it in your cigar. You're in your garage. You go in the house, and you're done in 15-20 minutes." And I've never ever had that short a smoke time with any Nub product. So at a little bit over an hour, that seems about on par with me, or for me anyway, with the Nub lineup. And I've got to say, I'm enjoying the Nub Connecticut. Not as much as I did initially. Having sat for a few years, the flavors kind of married together, mellowed down, and there's a serious drop off there. When I smoked, or when you smoke newer Nub Connecticut's, they're a bit brighter. You get a little bit of a floral tone. You get that Connecticut bitterness. You get a soft and buttery sort of texture on the palate. You get these nice variety of flavors, and the cigar smokes very, very well. It's got flavors that are interesting, that pop and really stand out, so that you can kind of pick them out as you go along. With the aged Nub Connecticut, I'm finding that all of those interesting flavors sort of meld together into one flavor, and that's kind of what you get. It's kind of floral, it's kind of buttery, and it just kind of has a natural tobacco sense about it. All of the interesting aspects of the cigar that stood out on its own just kind of come together, and they don't quite make for a monotonous smoke, but it makes for a much less interesting cigar. I've got a box of them. I'm not, this isn't something that I'm totally disinterested in. I'll definitely be smoking them, especially in the morning with coffee, being as though I'm sort of a Connecticut and coffee nut. But these cigars are better when they're younger. You hear a lot of misinformation out there that you know, the more you age cigars, the better they are. And in some situations, that is absolutely correct. You know, when you let a cigar sit and age a little while, flavors mellow out, and it just becomes a thing of beauty. Other cigars, they just kind of taper off, and flavor-wise, they just kind of fall on their face. And I think that this is one of those cigars. While it's not totally lacking flavor and airball, not by any stretch, it is lacking some of those, you know, those punchy flavors that you get in a newer release. So, solid cigar. I wouldn't let them age for a couple of years if you're looking to get maximum enjoyment out of them. But solid cigar, smoked very well, and I'm happy.